and was an AATB National German Exam winner in 2009 and 2010. Upon graduation, Rahul will be attending the Roth School of Business at the University of Michigan, majoring in economics with a minor in public policy.
While you may say, curiosity killed the cat, I say, the cat died nobly. We may never agree upon who would win a battle between Dumbledore and Gandalf, but sometimes the questions are just more important than the answers. When we apply our imaginations to the world around us, we're left wondering who, what, when, and why. But why? Why is curiosity so important? At one point in our lives, we have all had our imaginations captured. For some, it may have been watching Michael Jordan walk an egg. For others, it may have been listening to Yo-Yo Ma play the cello. For me, it was Frank Dixon, author of The Hardy Boys. As a 10-year-old, I was blown away by the use of shortwave radios and their uncanny ability to bypass house alarms. More importantly, however, I was amazed at how they stumbled across the mysteries. The clues were scattered at libraries, archaeological digs, backyards, boathouses. You get the point. They were all over in plain sight, but no one found them. It took people like Frank and Joe Hardy to ask the question, why are pigeons flying to the house across the street? And then proceed to uncover an international ruby smuggling ring. And that's pretty cool. Since that first book, my collection of Hardy Boys has grown. And by the time I arrived in the U.S., I had well over 40 hardback Hardy Boys lining my bookshelves, each with a new twist, a new lesson, a new question. As many of you remember, I joined Great Valley in 8th grade. Since my formative years were spent in India, I was lacking cultural context, to say the least. I blinked blankly at the "that's what she said" jokes from The Office, or the soup Nazi references from Seinfeld. My savior, however, was the internet. When I first arrived in the U.S., I lived at the Savory Suites in Fraser. My dad brought home a laptop from work, and the hotel had free high-speed internet. Having spent most of my life using expensive and really quite unreliable dial-up, I was blown away by the speed of the internet. When I had trouble memorizing the states and their capitals, since I did not know anything about U.S. geography at the time, I Googled it. When I failed to understand the 2004 election between Kerry and Bush, I saw CNN.com. Sorry, Fox. When I wanted to understand why everyone was losing their jobs, I turned to the economictimes.com. As the first generation to grow up with the internet, we know that the internet is addictively interactive, powerfully connected, and wonderfully innovative. And yet, it's all useless if you lack the curiosity to want to know more about the world. Even if you have a photographic memory, it's completely useless if you have the lens cover screwed on. The world at times is challenging, and at times fills us with overwhelming despair. But we can make it better by being constantly curious and engaging the world around us. Because at the end of the day, millions saw the apple fall, but only Newton asked why. As children, we had no bounds to our curiosity. But somehow as we get older, we lose the charm. But why? Why, I asked. I guess you can point to the Hardy Boys and say, curiosity is a dangerous business. One moment you're peering inside an historic house trying to figure out why those door locks are so odd. The next moment, you're at the mercy of international crooks with guns pointed at your head. As we get older, we're afraid to make the leap. And I don't blame us. It was during my freshman year when I had my most horrific and teachable moment. I vividly remember the biology seminar presentation, and one of my friends was presenting, and at the end, I bombarded her with questions. I wanted to know more about her topic, but failed to realize that I was making her uncomfortable, and actually quite upset. I just wanted to solve the case. I just wanted to know why humans have an appendix. But soon, I felt the stares of my classmates. I was asking too many questions. Again. I was caught in the trap of social embarrassment. So, I did not ask my final questions right then. Instead, I sought out my friend after class and apologized. And then I proceeded to ask that last question. You see, I'm still kind of fascinated by human pendants. Many will ask us, even expect us, to believe that it's easier to give up and just go with the flow, to stop asking questions. But there's a kind of tenacity that is required of all of us as we flip to a new chapter of our lives. A mystery isn't a mystery if there aren't setbacks, but we need to be curious and take the risk of failure. Take the risk to die nobly. At the age of 10, reading the Hardy Boys pushed the boundaries of my imagination. At the age of 10, I thought I could solve my own case right in my backyard if I just asked the right question. And 7 years later, I'm still asking questions. So Great Valley, class of 2011, what mysteries will you stumble across? What questions will you ask? Thank you.